Hey guys, what's up? It's Jamal, and today we're going to be recording a video that is aimed towards many of the foreigners, expats, or just explorers thinking of checking out Bulgaria, coming to Bulgaria. However, this video may be of value to some of you Bulgarians who are thinking of coming back. Okay, now this video is going to be titled something like "The Cost of Living in Bulgaria. How expensive is life here?" Something like that. And the reason I want to make this video, it's mainly two reasons. I get a lot of emails, a lot of comments asking how expensive is it in Bulgaria, how much does it cost, etc, etc. And secondly, because many of the websites and blogs that talk about the cost of living in Bulgaria are really wrong. Either they're way too cheap or they're way too expensive. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my own personal experience and talking about how much, the basic things costed, okay? How much living really costs from a real person living in Bulgaria. Now, as you know, I live in Plovdiv, the second largest city in Bulgaria. And I want you to understand, guys, Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria, the prices are very similar. However, they may be around 10 to 20% more depending on where you are. Okay, so I know many people who pay virtually the same, whether they're in Plovdiv, Sofia, Varna, or Burgas. However, Sofia does tend to be anywhere between 10 to 20% more expensive with regards to rent, with regards to, schools, etc. Okay, so let's get to it. Now, please note, I will not be covering life in the villages in this video. I will be talking about life in the villages in a much later video and talking about the cost of living in a Bulgarian village, because Bulgarian villages are very, very, very cheap compared to the cities. But today I want to talk to the largest crowd, and most of my crowd, 50% of my subscribers are, foreigners who are thinking of coming to Bulgaria or are in Bulgaria, and 50% are Bulgarians, either abroad or Bulgarians here. So today's video is going to be explaining the cost of living, the real cost of living, okay? Now, before I get into it, as you guys know, one of the reasons I chose Bulgaria and I stayed here because I was just a digital nomad planning to go to many different countries. But the reason I stayed here was the impressive cost of living. Okay. Now, I don't just want to talk about how cheap it is, because that's unfair on Bulgaria. Because the beautiful thing about Bulgaria is you don't just get a very good price with many things. You get excellent quality. Food is a good example. The food here is better quality than the food you can have access to in the UK at a cheaper price. Okay, so that's very important. And when it comes to apartments and what you can get, it's a totally different world. Okay, a completely different world. So I want you to know that even though you may be paying less here in Bulgaria, you are definitely not getting less. More often than not, you are getting more. There are some negatives that come with this low cost of living. For example, many of the public services aren't as developed. However, for a foreigner or for someone who works online, someone who does have access to a moderate to high income, those really aren't your problems, okay? So even though we want to work together to help build the economy of Bulgaria, we want to work together to help improve the situation for everyone, many of the problems you hear about, you have to be aware that they're not problems that will usually affect you. And that's not, I'm not saying that out of arrogance. I understand that there are many things that we need to improve here. As I'm saying we, because I now view myself as someone who will stay here. However, these are not problems that the average digital nomad, retiree, or average Bulgarian coming back will experience, because usually we are working online or usually we have quite good jobs. Okay, so please note these prices, even though for some they may seem high, for others they may not be so high. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'll try to keep it as relative and as local as I can. However, as a foreigner or as someone with an international income, you will usually be paying a little bit more than the locals. Now, the price, the way I'm going to price this, I'm going to use euros actually. Even though Bulgaria does use the Bulgarian leva or the Bulgarian lev, okay, which is 50% essentially of the euro. I will use the euro as it's a more internationally understood unit. At the time of recording, the 13th of the 10th, so 13th of October 2020. How do I forget that? This year has been terrible. It's the worst. I'm joking. So the euro was 1.17 to the dollar. Okay, so it fluctuates, but as you know, the euro is usually around 17 to 20% stronger than the dollar at the moment. So if you are from America, whack a couple more dollars onto the price of everything, and there you go. So let's go, and we're going to go in euros. I don't want to waste too much time. I haven't really planned this video. At the moment, I'm really enjoying just shooting and having fun and giving value to you guys. So I'm not going to overthink it. One more thing, I recently released YouTube memberships. Now, YouTube memberships are just a way you can help support the channel a little bit more, and also a way you can get some extra videos, some extra live streams that I'll be doing. So my first video will be released on the 20th. So if you want to support the channel a little bit more, check out the join button and become part of the channel, okay? Be one of the real deep fans, okay? If you can't do that, no problem. It's not a biggie, okay? You're more than welcome here. I'm still making regular videos. So let's start, okay? So I can put that down, just a few notes. Let's start with the thing that everybody wants to know about, and that will be rent, okay? How much does rent cost in Bulgaria and in Plovdiv, my city, okay? So if you are, you've got a couple of options here. If you want to go cheap and you don't care about location, you can find a 1 or 2 bed apartment for around 100 to 200 euros. But keep in mind that is not a nice place, and it usually won't be in a nice area, okay? Now, if you are a digital nomad, a foreigner, and you are used to paying 500, 600, 700 abroad, then in Bulgaria you can find a very nice luxury apartment, especially in cities like Plovdiv and Varna, a luxury 1 or 2 bed apartment, sometimes even 3 bed, for anywhere between 250 to 300 euros right now, because the prices have dropped. 250 to 300 euros, okay? You should not be paying more than 250 to 300 euros for a long-term rental, okay? And when we talk about 300 euros, you'll be getting a pretty big place in a nice area like Koshaka or city center, and it will be with a nice, respectable tenant. You'll have good neighbors usually, and it will be in a very central or good location. It will be a new build as well. I'm talking about new builds, so 250 to 300 euros for a brand new build. Usually you'll be one of the first tenants in the building, and it'll be a very high quality place, okay? If you want to go higher, if your budget allows you to go higher, then you're getting into the real luxury places that are huge, and you'll be able to rent places with a bath. You'll be able to rent places with a very luxury setup, okay? But please note, it's probably not necessary. Like you can pay 400 or 500 euros for somewhere, but it's probably not required. Like that's kind of too much to pay. I mean, you'll be getting somewhere which you probably won't want as a digital nomad, or it would just be too big, or it'll be very fancy. If you're just a normal guy like me, then 250 to 300 euros will get you a very nice place. You know what, screw it, I'll give you a little mini tour. So something like this, you see it's very modern. I'm not going to show you too much, but yeah, bloody hell, where's the lights? Okay, so do that, do this. So this would typically cost anywhere, bedroom block. I'm not going to give you my house tour because it's not perfectly clean, but something like this in a nice central location will cost you around. Oh, there's a living room. I'm not giving you the location. Too many creeps on the internet, my friend. This sort of place will set you back around €300. Okay, so it's a decent apartment. It's a modern apartment. It's in a very nice area. Okay, so 300, maximum 350. Okay, maybe you will pay a foreigner tax, but 300, 350. Bills, you know, things like internet, things like electricity and water, all of those will come to around €30, €40 maximum, maybe a bit more in winter. But I would say all in, rent plus bills, 250 to €350, and you've got a nice little place. Okay, you've got somewhere new in a nice location where you'll be happy living. Okay. Next thing, food. Okay, food. As I love to eat, you love to eat, we all love to eat. Food here in Bulgaria is really, really high quality, but also a really, really good price. Okay. I would say on average, if you are eating at home, you're cooking at home, you should expect to spend around 25 to €30 a week and you'll get really good quality stuff. Okay, so for example, staples. A kilo of pork steaks, good pork steaks, will cost around €5, 1 kilo. A kilo of minced meat, beef minced meat, will cost you again around €3, maybe €4 if you're getting the good stuff. Okay, eggs. How much are eggs? They're around, if you're getting real nice eggs, around €1.50 to €2 for 10 to 12 eggs. What else have we got? See, I'm only talking about meat and eggs because I'm pretty much a carnivore. But vegetables, yeah, we'll talk about vegetables. Incredibly cheap. A kilo of tomatoes in season, a kilo of cucumbers in season, maybe, you know, €1.50, you know, maximum. Vegetables are super cheap here. Bulgaria is a very fertile country and they have incredible vegetables. I really recommend as well, if you like salads, Bulgaria is the place to be. So yeah, 25 to €30 a week will have you eating like a king or a queen, so to speak. With regards to eating out at restaurants, it is a little bit more expensive, but it's still way, way cheaper than in the UK. This is really important, guys, okay? So, or in the West, sorry. For example, let's say going to a mid-range restaurant, let's say a Happy or a Rafi, or just an Atlas, a mid-range restaurant will set you back around, the meal, the main course will be around €6 to €7, and your wine or beer will be around €2. Okay, that's a decent little meal. Okay, if you're going to an okay restaurant. If you're going to like a street food vendor, you're looking at €2, you know, for €2 to €3 for a kebab or something like that. So I have a great rule of thumb you can use in Bulgaria is take your Western price generally and just halve it. And that's usually what you pay. If you look at rent, halve it. If you look at food, halve it. Restaurants, halve it. Okay, usually it's about 50% cheaper than everywhere else. Of course, Sofia and Plovdiv and Varna are slowly creeping up in price, but they're still incredibly cheap and probably around 40 to 50, you know, 55% of the price of a big city in the UK or Germany or France, etc. Okay, anything else with food? Oh yes, some of you guys are alcoholics. I'm joking. With regards to wine and beer, I love wine personally. Very, very cheap, and you get local. Okay, support the local wineries because Bulgaria makes great wine. Okay, so a bottle of good wine from a shop will cost you €3. That's like €6. No. That's like your basic wine will be €3, a bottle of basic wine. But if you want some good stuff, €5 to €6 will get you real nice wine. And if you're like me and you prefer sulfite-free natural wine on occasion, then around €10 will get you a very high quality organic sulfite-free wine. Okay, venturing on from that, what do I need to talk to you about? Beer. Yeah, some of you guys love beer. Beer's like €1 for a bottle. No, in a bar, wine is around €2.50 a glass, €2.50 a glass, €2 to €2.50 a glass, and a bottle of beer is around €1.50 to €2.50 for a bottle of beer. Okay, so again, it's similar to the West. You just need to, similar with regards to, cut it in half. Okay, take the Western prices and cut them in half. Entertainment, cinema tickets. Yeah, I love going to the cinema occasionally, and cinema tickets, again, 50% of the Western price, around €5 for a cinema ticket. Popcorn is still a myth, and it's still overpriced as hell. But yeah, again, popcorn will be around €2, €3, maybe. I don't know, I haven't had popcorn for a long time. I don't really like processed stuff, so, but yeah, it's around that price. But yeah, entertainment, what else have we got? If you want to go for a little spa weekend, like a real nice spa, all-inclusive spa weekend, €100 should do you well, and you'll get a real nice little weekend at a high-quality spa place. Me and Joanna, you can watch some of our videos. We went to Sig of Chark, that was around €100 for both of us in a real nice place with all-inclusive. So yeah, entertainment is pretty cheap here. Again, it's half of the price. Gym, okay, going to the gym. Ooh, yeah, gym is around, it's not that cheap actually. If you want to go to a mid-range gym, it's around €20 a month. You want to go to a top-range gym, it's around €30 a month. So it's actually the exact same price as in the West. Okay, so the gym is just it's expensive. However, if you're living in a city like Plovdiv or Sofia, anywhere, get out there, because in every neighborhood there are around 2 to 3 real nice outdoor bars and places where you can do pull-ups, push-ups, etc. And because of the good weather, almost not year-round, but because of the short winter and long summer, for example, it gets warm here in March, and then from March all the way until October, you will experience at least 20 degrees or more. You have a very long period of time where you should be working outside. You shouldn't be in a sweaty gym. You want to be working outside. Healthcare. Okay, so if you're a European Union citizen, then you've already got the EHIC, so you don't need to worry too much about that. If you're like me, you're from Britain, and Brexit's about to screw you over, then health insurance is around, for me, I think it's like, what is it, like €100 for a year or something like that? Like, no, you can get the basic okay health insurance for €100 a year. If you want to get a checkup, if you want to go for a checkup, it will be around €15, which is crazy, by the way. Also, dentists are incredibly cheap. I haven't been to a dentist for around 10 years, just because, I don't know, I never get sick. I haven't been sick for about 7 years. I don't know, I don't get ill, I don't get sick. I think it's my diet as well, very, primal style diet. However, if you are someone who does have health problems and you occasionally need a checkup, or you go to the dentist, it's really cheap. We're talking like 20% of the cost of the West. Okay, so your rent, food, and entertainment is around 50% of the cost of the West. Healthcare is around 20% of the cost of the West, and gym is about the same. That is about it. With regards to buying property, I'm going to make a video on buying property in the future, because I want to do research based on the different locations. Also, with regards to village life, I will make a video on that. I will speak to some of my friends in villages. I will speak to people I know who have family in villages, and I'll make sure I can compile a decent video. Thank you for watching. Again, this was a truthful, honest video, because there's a lot of BS online talking about the cost of living here and the cost of living there, and I just wanted to clear it up. Okay, so there's the true cost. Like I said, if you're in Sofia, go up by about 10%. If you're in Plovdiv, there are the numbers. Varna, maybe you can go 10% less. But generally speaking, 50% of the West, and you'll be good to go. Okay? Remember, check out the memberships, like, subscribe if this video brought value to you. If you would like to see, if you have a question or a topic for a video that you'd like to see, send me a message. Again, simple, clean video, one take. That's how I like to do them. I'll speak to you guys soon, okay? Ciao, take care.